What is up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? It is Arso here. I'll be having an amazing day now for myself and doing pretty good as always. And today's video, we are actually going to be talking about the Narco DLC, as I got the chance to play it for a few hours this week, and I'm now going to be basically doing my full-blown review of the actual DLC and tell you guys whether you should purchase it or not, depending, you know, of course, for you guys out there who did not get the chance to play it yet, of course, because the DLC did came out this week, I believe, and the week before that for the Season Pass owners. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A like rating would of course be greatly appreciated if you do. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. So to start things off here, I need to explain to those of you who have actually no idea of what this DLC is all about. Of course, at the very end of the campaign, if you guys did not know already, I don't think this is such a spoiler because of course you're supposed to take down El Ciano, but once you do, the territory gets divided. And so what happens in this DLC is basically following up the events of the campaign. The new leader of the overall Bolivia cartel is called El Invisible. We do not have a confirmation of his actual identity, and this is why you need to infiltrate the cartel of Santa Blanca by basically gaining the trust of 3 different regions and their leaders to basically take them down and learn more about El Invisible to then further on attack him. The concept itself is pretty damn cool, and basically the map is the original map from the original game. Of course, there's no map expansion here. It's just basically 4 regions that were like completely redivided from the original game. And so yeah, same map, same location, same stuff, but the concept here is pretty cool. As I did mention, it is an original one where you need to infiltrate things. Although in terms of gameplay, this is where it kind of gets sloppy and it doesn't work exactly as you would expect it. Basically, I would have expected to do missions for the cartel, but really missions that actually have an impact to the cartel's economy, such as gaining like actual drug cards for them or anything related to actually making money or stuff like that. As of where they really took the approach of making things cool, I would say. And so this DLC is a lot about racing cars and stuff like that, and cool and followers and sort of medias and stuff. And so at the end of the day, I don't think they really nailed the overall aspect of the DLC. Although the concept is pretty cool, I don't think the overall missions aspect is nailed, as I did mention. Now, the major problem here is of course the fact that they based the DLC on an driving perspective of things, as of where the game probably has one of the most awful driving I've seen. I wouldn't say it's as bad as Watch Dogs, for instance, but it's still not a really good driving, and adding nitrous to that, I don't know how you pronounce that, but basically nitro, whatever, basically by adding that, it's not good. Like, it's just out of hands. You're just driving, you're losing control of your car non-stop, and it's really not that great. But yeah, that's pretty much it regarding the actual driving. Now, second of all, the actual side missions of the map, they feel like they're just side missions that are there to be done because of the fact that you need followers in order to gain the trust of the actual leaders, which is basically what it is, right? The side missions will just give you followers, and that's how you get to the actual leaders. And so at the end of the day, you do them because you have to, but you don't really feel like you're doing them because you're enjoying them. Like, one of the concepts of the side mission is, for instance, to get in a car which will give you a sort of map location. And then from that map, you need to locate another car which is filled with drugs, and you need to go there and mark it. But you have no marker or no directions or nothing. You just need to figure out by looking at the treasure sort of map of the hidden car. So it's kind of repetitive, it's kind of boring. It's just there like, okay, I'm doing this, cool, but really it doesn't feel like you should be forced to do these side missions in order to gain the trust of the leader. I just really don't like these aspects of things when they just force you to do things in order to further down progress the story. It just feels like there's a missing amount of content, and they're just there forcing you to do these small repetitive missions in order to further down progress the campaign, which is kind of boring. Now, the DLC does have a few mistakes that are really unforgivable in my opinion and kind of ruins it. First of all, the fact that you do not have any teammates. Some of you will probably say, hey, you may have some friends and stuff like that. Yes, you can have friends, but when you don't have any friends with you, in this circumstances I had Retro, which is of course a subscriber I met in a live stream, but if you do not have any friends playing by your sides, then that means you are alone. You do not have any AIs, and therefore most of you will say that makes sense, of course, because you are an infiltrated agent, and therefore you should not have any help from other infiltrated agents, which is, you know, understandable. Nevertheless, I would have liked to seen a component like in Saints Row 3 or Saints Row 4 where you were able to recruit sort of people, like allies, my bad, or just overall, you know, Santa Blanca cartel people, and they would act exactly the same as the AI from the campaign. I would have really liked that, and think that it would have helped you out, because now you're actually stuck taking down multiple people from the actual bases that are, huge base sometimes, and therefore you don't really have the firepower to take them all by your own, and it's really a bummer that you're just stuck doing so. And if you die, you don't get any revive, it's just you die, you're dead. Especially if you're on Ghost difficulty, it becomes a real pain in the ass. So whenever you die, the mission is over, you failed, you don't get any revive, which is really, really annoying. And I think they should have incorporated basically AIs to help you out. Now, the next thing which is annoying is the overall content of the DLC. This might seem kind of stupid to say, but really when you're paying this much for a DLC, I really don't even know what's the price of it, because I actually got it from the season pass and therefore never really seen the price. But anyways, you're paying a full price DLC and you're expecting to get new content. The map is the exact same from the original game. They just basically redivide it into different regions. They make you go to different locations that you might have not really seen or been to in the campaign, and so therefore you have the impression that it's new, but it's really not. Maybe there is some new buildings here and there that I haven't really realized, but I'm sure like the overall region is the exact same. Now the actual aspect of weaponry, you would expect to get some new weapons, right? Some new stuff. Well, you don't really get new weapons. All you get is kind of variants of already existing weapons. For instance, when you load into the game for the first time, you gain access to an AK-47 that has a camouflage onto it and a scope and a attachment on the barrel or something, which, it's not a new weapon. They really make it exclusively for this DLC, and so therefore you cannot use it in the campaign, but it's not a new weapon. It's just a, customized preset weapon that they force you and they put a name onto it. And that's the exact same thing for the entirety of the DLC. They make you unlock new weapons that are basically just actual weapons from the original game, but they put camouflage or accessories, they make them presets. Exactly like when you clear a region, you gain a new weapon or like an elite weapon. They make you, go for these types of weapon, and they say that they're new weapons, but they're not. They're just, variants. They gave them names, my bad, and that's it. That's the thing. So you don't get any new weapons here. In terms of outfits and customizable things, really, that was kind of a letdown to me, because there's only like 5 or 6 costumes. I think it's actually even 5 or 4 maybe. Basically, you have like 2 CIA costumes, like infiltrate CIA costumes. You have 2 other Santa Blanca costumes, which is again pretty cool looking, but there again, like, at least if you would be able to at least match them the way you want them to, or use any accessories from those outfits. For instance, there's a really cool bulletproof vest that they give you with the costumes, but there's no ways for you to even customize it and use it to your own advantages and to your own likings. There's absolutely no way to doing that. It's just you're stuck for the actual costume with that, and it sucks, because I don't know, like for instance, Retro was using one of those costumes, it looked pretty good on him, but for my character I didn't really like it, and therefore I just customized things already from the original game, from the original campaign, and made it look into a sort of mercenary way, so that way I feel more into the vibe of the DLC. But yeah, there's not any other things that are from the actual outfits or new outfits from the DLC. So you're basically stuck with the original thing, except for the 4 or 5 costumes I did mention. So that is pretty much regarding costumes, map, weaponry. There's no new content at all. Mission wise, it's just new missions that, take pretty much 5 minutes to do, usually 5 to 15 minutes, I would say. Go there, do this, destroy this. So the original kind of vibe of the original missions from the campaign. And except for a few ones where, for instance, you will have to defend Santa Blanca cartel leaders or stuff like that, or missions like that, which is pretty cool once again. But yeah, you also have to do other things which are kind of, I would say, these sort of road trips, sort of stunts, and you will have to take a jump, or for instance do a stunt with your plane or something like that at certain moments in specific places and to the map, which is pretty cool once again, but it's not something that really takes a long time to do, and so it just feels like it's there, you're doing it, but it's not, it doesn't feel like you're paying the DLC for that, it's just an overall plus, an addition that you can do and not, willing to do all the time. Onto the actual aspects of vehicles, there is not really a lot of addition. Like, they just added basically these fast racing cars, which are actually originally, my bad, from the original version of the campaign, but now they have another camouflage and they have nitros. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing nitros the right way anyways, by the way, guys, but basically they add those and they're like, okay, so you have a new skinned car from the campaign, but now it has nitros, so that's a new car, but it's not really. You have Monster Truck, which is a new car. It wasn't really there from the original game. that's pretty cool. There again, I don't feel like it's something you want to drive the entire time, as there is a lot of rock and you will probably most of the time hit them and just overall fuck up. But yeah, I think it's a cool feature, a cool addition in terms of a vehicle, but it's not that much of a great vehicle. There are also buggies, I'm not too sure. I think, yeah, there were a few from the Unidad in the campaign, but not really any from the Santa Blanca cartel. So that's a pretty cool little feature here you can drive. But there again, it is not a new vehicle, more of an overall sort of reskin vehicle for the Santa Blanca. And except that you have new planes skinned, new helicopters that have a sort of Santa Blanca skin to them vibe. And so all the time it's always just reskin, reskin, and reskin, and you don't really feel like you have new content. So yeah, if I would have to rate this DLC, I would definitely give it a, I would say 5.5 or 6 out of 10. I don't think it's a bad DLC, I just think it's not a necessary DLC. I don't think it was an overall requested DLC either. A lot of people of you have been saying that this is not what the original concept of the game is. I think the overall infiltration idea was good, but the racing aspect to it messed it all up. I don't think it was a good feature and a good addition, and I just think overall it's messing up the DLC itself. So yeah, that is my perception of the Narco Worlds DLC. Let me know if you guys have purchased it. What do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know what have been your overall impression of it, the vehicle, the driving, and all the other missions. As I did say, I did get to play a few hours. I cleared the first regions, but I really didn't get the time to finish the entire DLC. So maybe it will get better. But from now, from the first few hours I've gotten the time to play for it, I wouldn't say it's a recommended must-buy DLC. Definitely wait for the PvP edition, which will be free by the way, and for the Fallen Ghosts DLC, which seems really much more of a special Spec Ops DLC, like the original concept of the game is made for. So yeah, that was pretty much it guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace out.